What is going on? So today we are going to show you how to take your OBS screen from nothing to something to start streaming and recording pretty much basically whatever you guys want. So where we start off is right now I am just in a random tutorial setup screen with just so you can hear my voice and see the screen setup. First place you're going to start, because yours is going to be all blank, you're not going to have any of this stuff. You're going to come over here to the scenes bar. Some of this other stuff you're not going to have, but you should always have the scenes, sources, audio mixer, scenes, transitions. And then you should have a preview and a set screen out there was already live. If you don't, there is a studio setting, studio mode down here. Make sure that's selected, and that's what this is, studio mode. Multiple output, don't worry about that. That's a tool for down the road when you're trying to do multiple live stream setups, along with the chat for YouTube, obviously. That stuff will come into play later when you start setting up your live stream setups. But for right now, just for the basics, come down here to scenes. You see this little plus icon, click that, and this is where you're going to make your scenes. The scene is what you're going to set for. In this case, we'll make it our actual live play. Title it whatever you all want, make it simple, make it easy. So you're gonna have live play, it's gonna be a nice blank screen, absolutely nothing, sources, absolutely nothing. So what you're gonna do is hit that plus over here on your sources, and this is where you're gonna bring in your first little bit of whatever. So you come in here, you go into, say, try game capture. Works for most, sometimes it doesn't, but for most it does. Capture a specific window. Now you come down here, boom. All these Xbox widgets, voice mods, Call of Duty HQ. Click on that. Call of Duty may require OBS to run as admin to use game capture. You should just have your OBS sets run as admin. It'll make all this way easier. Make a lot of steps where you don't have to do later down the road. There we go. Now you should have it pop up in this screen, and if you were to cast over to the other one, you'd be showing your live stream right to the screen. Transition right back. So that is your basic game capture setup, and that would be enough to just play the game. Nobody hears you, but they can see the game. Okay, so let me add so you guys can hear everything as we go through. And audio input capture onto the screen as well. You can name these whatever, audio input capture or whatever, but we'll call it mic. You'd add that device, and you come in here, you add whatever you want. So in my case, I use microphone voice mod virtual audio because I use the voice mod for the clear voice, and then you can use it to do double effects. I use it in different games and stuff. So voice mod is just a decent one for free that you can use different filters, but it gives you a nice clean clear effect as well. You hear all that audio, you hear all the voice things, boom boom. You can still hear me talking in the mic. So that's just your basic. This is now you are set up to stream. You can record, you can stream, no voice, no audio, visual, whatever, but this would be enough to get going. And then you can just keep literally building out this. Back in our main screen here, now we're back. Click on your live play, you got audio, your mic, and your game capture. That's all you basically need for your setup. You come back here, and if you want to add your your webcam, there we go. Video capture device right here. Just leave it in what it is. You can call it webcam. I mean, whatever you want. I call it webcam, make it nice and easy. And then you select whatever one you want. I got a bunch because you can literally use your phone as a webcam. That's what I did initially, and different webcams work differently. Most all these softwares are free. The Droid Cam is the best for working with OBS Studios directly. However, if you were using Streamlabs, which I was using for a while, Droid Cam had a lot of issues. It didn't work. It didn't stay up and running. So I would switch between trying to find other ones to run, but they all seem to kind of time out and stuff. It's better to get a dedicated webcam. But your phone does work in a pinch, and if you can get it hooked up with a USB cable instead of the Wi-Fi, it's not that bad. But I was having issues there. And then I finally ended up getting myself an actual webcam, which would be the next go. But NVIDIA Broadcast I like to use because it gives you the background effects. So I get no green screen background whatsoever with mine. So if you look over here on this screen, I can come in here and now you just take your screen up, position me wherever I want, you resize, give me whatever size I want, put me wherever I want, cover up this guy, come over here. It's like, I know Call of Duty is a game plays in the middle. So putting yourself kind of in the middle right over here is pretty. So you see I got Streamed Elements and Own Pro up here. They are overlay tools, websites that you can use. And they give you different setups and so. So for right now, we're just using this, do these, and we're hand building. This is the simplest, most basic ones, but if you want help and you want to get one of these fancy looking pro ones, Own Pro, Stream Elements, they do a great job. They have some easy programs, easy to use. And they'll walk you through and they can help you get set up with like all the fancy alerts for like live streaming and stuff. But for just getting set up, just getting the basics, this is pretty much all you need, and then you can add stuff. So for mine, if you guys watch my live streams at all, I have like little skateboard stuff underneath, so you can go in and add, customize. It's pretty much how we're using these things. So go to image. Okay, browse for image. Browse. I don't know we're going here. Overlays. Oh, there's the skateboard deck. But now you got all these here, different webcams, and you can go with something like this. Boom. Easy, simple, and it just gives you a small, easy. Now I got like a nice little simple overlay, and what you can do is you can even group them together. Come into here, group selected items, and you can call it camera. And then you just hold over like that, and boom, both of these are now looped together. Wherever you move, you can move the camera. You shouldn't be able to move the camera. Why? So now you take the whole thing and move, boom, whole thing all together. And when you want to separate them, because you go, oh no, look at that, that was terrible positioning. I got all this gap, and I want to be a perfectionist. Scroll that out of the grouping. Now you can adjust, pull over, whatever. Play around with it, get it just right, and you're like, alright, that's good enough. When I sit back, yeah, pretty well evened out, whatever. Good enough, I don't have the gap in between these anymore. So now I can come in, bring the webcam back into the border with that. This is your layer. So the cam border is right now sitting under the webcam. So if I go reach up, it's over that red dot. My hand will go over that red dot no matter what. Except for when it gets blocked, but there you go. But then if you sit in here, whoop, there you go. Now, when I go forward like that, that little red dot is above my hand now. So that's your layering within the grouping is that. So if you don't like how your cam border sits, it's as simple as that fix. So I usually like to have my cam border sitting above my webcam. And I'll show you why with this. Because cam border, going here, properties, browse. Desktop, streaming downloads, overlays. I do. This is mine. Boom. And then add. Call skate. Set in place over here, and then I have this one I put on my. This in there. Now you got skate up there, and you want to pull it in here with the camera, but again above the cam border, and then skate wedge. Now it's all locked in, everything's clicked out. You should be able to just move all this in one piece. And so that's kind of how you make your just basic overlay. And so as you go into, if you want to do more in depth, so this gets, now you are recording to your audience. They can see your pretty little face, you get a little cam border, you look a little more professional. If you want to add in a little bit more options, so when we transition over, we will have the game and we will have our mic. That is it. But so if you want to have, say you are playing with your friends, you want to have the Discord in there, so we can go in application audio. All right. Do the application audio, Discord. There we go. Now you see this as like we just self Mr. Pancake. You have to set this to the specific Discord tray you want. Hit transition. It'll pull up your Discord right in here. So you can go to properties, switch them every time in between for whichever one is in there. So that way you can keep your Discord going in throughout your stream constantly. If you go in here through filters, you can add filter and you can do like gains, stuff like that, limiters if you're having some bad issues. Now, so on this one, we would have everything pretty much set up. Your Discord would be set up, your everything would be set up, and then so you go into your settings now from here. Start off with output. Come up here, output mode, hit advanced streaming. Stream settings, you don't have to do too much, but how you have these set up is going to be based off of your system. For me, I run a Ryzen 5 CPU. It's not great for putting out video games on that CPU. It struggles. I lag a lot, so I have to use my GPU encoder, and that is my best case for me to do a one PC setup streaming. So for me, I use NVIDIA NVEC H264. You have that option, or you have new. The new lagged a lot for me. I had a lot of issues, so I just used the old NVIDIA NVEC, and that seems to be good enough. And I don't seem to have too many issues. Settings aren't crazy. It changes my bitrate back to 2500. I see people say it changed 3000, 6000. Mine automatically diverts back to 2500 every single time, no matter what I do. Keyframe interval, they say 2 seconds. Again, mine just goes straight back to 0 no matter what I do, so that doesn't change for me. If you go over to recording, so notice streaming audio track 1. So everything when you're streaming will go into audio track 1. Now, when you come in here to recording, you'll have all these audios. I can't currently change any of these because I am recording. But if you are not recording, you can select all these different audio tracks. You see I have up to 5 selected to record at once. This goes with my personal setup. I have my Discord, my game, my mic, a whole bunch of stuff all set up, ready to transmit in between different audio setups. So I have several different settings, but you can have it set up so when you go to edit, you can have just your mic on recording 3, just your game on recording 4, just your Discord on recording 5. So that's how I have it set up personally. And that way, when I'm streaming, everything comes through audio track 1. Audio track 2 is more of a backup file for me. You can leave this deselected if you want that. I don't know if it matters. It just records everything. But so I just only have everything streamed through one. And when you see it, my mic would be checked to 1, and I'll show you guys in a minute. It'll make more sense on the other screen. But once you get all these things set up, you get into here again. Make sure your video encoder between recording and streaming are set up to the same. If not, you are going to run into issues. If you are trying to encode on your GPU for streaming, but then record on your CPU or vice versa, you are going to have some major lag issues because your computer's going to be doing twice the work. Make sure your streaming and recording are set to the same video encoder. Change anything, hit apply, then okay, and then boom, we're back over to your main screen. So when I go into settings here, so normally you'll have also like your game, everything set up. So I have one set up where it's everything. Audio input capture would be everything set to 1. And then I would have my Discord disc checked to that, because that's automatically going to be caught through my headphones and everything that my desktop's coming through. So that you'll just leave off to 1, and that'll pick up everything. And then you can disable this all the way through. And then you'd set, so just your Discord to 3. And then when you add in your mic, you'll set just your mic to 4, and then just your game to 5. And that's how you'll separate them. So that way when you go into your recording, you can individually adjust each setting. So you can have your friends, if they have a funny moment, you can highlight their voices over yours and mute yourself, or vice versa. So you can hear yourself better if your audio is coming through weak and quiet and muffled. But that is your very basic setup, and you are really all set to stream outside of actually putting in your streamer encoding, which you would do through settings. You'd come over here to the stream. That's where you select if you want to do YouTube. If you did restream to hit a couple at once, you can use them. Restream to do for free to like YouTube, Twitch, Kick, some of your bigger, higher end platforms, more well known platforms, or you just individually live to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. You can also do a custom, and if you do a custom, that's where you do like Rumble or your own personal website. So for me, I have this just set up for YouTube right now, and then I have a separate plugin that I found online for OBS Studios directly. Plugin provided for free by author Sora Yuki. As you can see, you can find that, just Google OBS multi-stream plugin, and if you look for the Sora Yuki authored one, that's been doing me wonders so far. I have it set up to stream in my Rumble, and it has not had any kind of major issues. Everything is set for pretty much the same setup as what I'm already streaming through. It hasn't created any extra lag, hasn't made me do double the work, anything noticeable to my end. So that is how you get your screen going from blank to ready to play your game like this.